Okay, so I roughed it out with the notcher. Now I've got to go back and do a little bit of damage control. I turned the edge slightly. See if I can explain what I was doing. Okay, I roughed out the stem, all right? I kind of defined the barbs. I tried not to create any step fractures around the stem or around the undersides of the barbs while I was roughing it out. I do have a slight step fracturing on the surface. I still do have some rough original surface here. I turned the edge as best I could to favor that side so I can run a couple more percussion flakes across to eliminate this roughness. I'm going to need a couple of bold flakes because I just barely skimmed off the original surface there. So I'm going to run a bold flake probably here, and that should take care of it. One there, but if it doesn't, I've got some other areas I could take some flakes off from, and then I'll do minute flaking for the rest of the point to finish it out with a small pressure flaker. I think I need to deepen these notches a little more, make the barbs more pronounced. So that's what I'll be doing coming up here. Okay, so that one flake cleared off all that rough area, so we're in good shape. And I had a little bit of roughness down there too, so took that off. Now we got a completely smooth surface. It's getting thin. I might run another percussion flake just to thin it down a little bit more, but I'll wait. Now, I think some of these had serrations, and the name escapes me at the moment. I can't remember the name of this type of point. but the stems are narrow. It's a later, I think it's a later time period than the Elko, or more recent. But the blade proportions are about the same. The Elko is larger in general, but the distinctive feature about this is the stems are small and long, narrow and long. Now the issue here is I'm having trouble running long flakes with this flat edge. But I really don't want to get any crushing at this stage. So I changed the angle on what I'm doing. Try to get it to push in a little further. And you can see I'm getting some slipping. Even with the flat flaker, I still get powdery and crushed steppy areas. So if you're getting those crushed areas even with a flat tip, don't worry, it happens. So why don't I just use copper or something else for this process? Well, that wouldn't be any fun. Not when it's a steel tool challenge. That'd be cheating. I think you can see there's a slight step fracture on this side here. See if I can snap it off. Close enough. Good enough. Okay, I am going to try a few flakes with this rounded flaker just to see what I can do here. That's not too bad. As long as I prepare the platform, I guess. Yeah, I still get that powdery white little initiation there. You can see those initiations. 1, 2, 3. with this rounded flaker. Which means I got to go back and do damage control with the flat edge. It did run some flakes inward where I wanted, just to thin down the edge. The flat flaker can, do a good job of eliminating those little powdery areas. It's kind of sort of doing what I want. It's really not giving me results that are that good, but it is thinning down the edge. At least a little bit. Still haven't finished the stem and the bottom of those barbs. Trying to thin down that barb. I'm not doing a very good job of it, looks like. I don't want to put too much pressure on it and take a bold flake and then blast off that barb. So I'm just trying to thin down the thick spots, but since I can't run long flakes into the point, it's not doing a very good job of thinning the edge. I've got to come up with something else, some other steel tool. If possible, I'll try to come up with a steel tool that can do that. Maybe I'll just sharpen up one of my rounded pressure flakers. Let's see. I don't mind. I'll take some time on this video. I might run into like 4 parts. Might be a 4-part series. Capture as much of the obsidian knapping process as possible. Just some guys just leave the outline the way it is without worrying too much about sharpening the edge, but I want to get the edge really thin and sharp. Yeah, I think that'll work. I should have done that earlier. A sharper tip on the steel tool works better. It still slips, but it's a little bit better. Maybe Maybe I should be more passive with the pressure instead of aggressively trying to pop off a flake. Yeah, that might work. Stop being so aggressive with it and just very carefully. Yeah, I think that'll work. These are nice flakes. Much longer than with the flat. So I'll do a few more obsidian points, and hopefully on the next ones I'll be better prepared with sharper pressure flakers. I did get some crushing on that one. Okay. That edge is much thinner now than it was before. It's a little more jagged, but it's okay. I just gotta make sure I got a good platform before I put some pressure on it, or I get that little crushed area. I don't want to abrade at this point because I'm getting near the end. Near the end of the knapping process, I don't want to have to go back and resharpen an abraded edge. Yeah, that's good enough. I don't want to mess with the tip too much. So I'll finish up in the next video with these barbs, the underside of the barbs, make the stem a little longer. I think I can use this sharp tool to do it.